Good morning, YouTube. JT Serenity Farms prepping here. So, we are experiencing impeachment 2.0, 3.0, redo, whatever you want to call it. But this is not about impeaching duly reelected President Trump. This is about impeaching the American people, aka patriots like you and me. It's about silencing any voice of dissent or differing ideology than the communist currently installed and attempting to ruin this country. So I made a post on Commie Book this morning titled Impeachment Redo. And it's not a long one, so I'd like to read it to you and then show you some video of the Democrat communist unity that they spew but have no intentions of actually doing, because what they really want is simply conformity, compliance. But you know that. So, it was Morning Patriots, impeachment redo. This is not about duly reelected President Trump. It is about us. You and me, patriots. Well over 80 million American-loving folks fighting to preserve the country and our freedoms. So, Biden team explains why they are causing more division in America and how they plan to cause even more of it. Okay? The office of the installed puppet boy is using a spokes unit to explain exactly why they are causing more division in America and how this is the best path to unity. They even laid out their plan for more division after getting rid of that nasty nationalism, and then healing can begin. So there's a new White House correspondent named Kathian Collins, and she recently had a nice chat with the Commie News Network, off the camera of course, so there'd be no record of it, but as usual, things slip out. Okay, so on Monday, the genderless spokes unit leaked that Biden admits they do not have enough support in the Senate to get a conviction. But he is under orders from above to make sure the trial goes through as planned. And yes, it has been planned since November 3rd. Regardless of what happened, this impeachment farce was taking place. So, Creepy Joe's handlers have convinced him, well, they told him, that an impeachment trial has to happen, even though he knows and they know that it's a massive waste of taxpayer time and money, and there will be a worse effect if it doesn't happen. The cancer of nationalism must be cut away. It's for the good of the nation, he's been told. The plan is for the NWO to take control and throw those pesky borders wide open. The Democrats agree that there are enough rhino traitors to throw President Trump under the bus, but being rhinos and feckless and spineless, they are afraid to go home and face their conservative constituents, so they're not going to get on board. Okay? So, this is why the plan is focusing on scaring those constituents into submission before they start thinking that we actually have rights or something. So, on Tuesday, Rand Paul was joined by 45 other Republican senators to file a motion to dismiss the unconstitutional impeachment. The treasonous Dems are downplaying the motion because they don't want to acknowledge that there actually is a constitution. The good news, it throws the traitors' plan off track. It's now clear after yesterday that they have only managed to get 6 treasonous rhino Republicans to sign on to the constitutionality of this impeachment farce. And they are the usual suspects that we all know: Romney, Murkowski, Cassidy, Collins, Toomey, and Sass. But each and every taxpayer knows this is a kangaroo court and does nothing except waste taxpayer dollars. But it also reveals the real plan, which is to seize control of the political narrative in the media. They think it will silence our conservative free speech. Already, the words patriot, conservative, nationalist, or even American makes us guilty of being a Trump supporter. Color me guilty. The left actually thinks by attempting to crush the orange man, they can convince us flag-waving, gun-toting, Bible-thumping deplorables that are afflicted with white privilege and believe in property rights, rule of law, and equal justice, that we are criminals destined for deprogramming at the nearest re-education camps. The fake news and Democrat traitors have said it numerous times, and the fake news, so it must be so. But the truth has a funny way of showing up, doesn't it? Reality. President Trump's popularity, due to this impeachment farce and all the bullcrap we've been put through 4 years, is skyrocketing, and patriotism is exploding across the country and the globe. You got to remember, there were lots of other nations that were implicated in the voter shenanigans, and their patriotic citizens are also rising up against the tyranny that their leaders are displaying. So, sadly, the Democrats are fully committed to collapsing the United States, and I expect them to push for false flags and more economic calamity as each attempt that they do fails. Okay? It's all going to end someday as patriots rise up and squash these traitors like the bugs they are. It's not going to be pretty. As a matter of fact, it will very likely be very ugly. It's probably going to last a while. But I believe that God, the white hats, and the patriots of this country are not going to allow communism to take over the United States. Very soon, push is going to come to shove. Folks will have a choice to make. Not choices, a single choice. Stand for America or kneel for communism. Choose wisely. Now I would like to show you a 3 or 4 minute clip of the Democrats spewing unity for all of us to see and hear. This will also be played at the impeachment trial.
We are again warning. If there is no accountability and no attempt by the Republican Party to stop these insane lies that have taken root in their party. Witness the support this week by the House Republicans for bigot and conspiracy theorist Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Congresswoman from Georgia. If there's no effort at accountability, this is not going to be the end of MAGA terrorism. This will only be the beginning.
So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There's no ban on, they have the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that?
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in the Congress of the United States. But again, let's just get out there, mobilize, organize, and not let the president deter anybody from voting. And again, support the postal system, which is election central. They're doing everything they can. Suppress the vote with your actions, scare people, intimidate by saying law enforcement will be there, diminish the role of the postal system in all of this. It's really actually shameful. Enemies of the state.
So this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. We ain't playing with you. Enough of the shenanigans. Enough is enough. And for those of you who are soldiers, you know how to do it. Do it right. Be in order.
There's no threat
Make
there.
them pay.
Michelle always says that, when they go low, we go high. No. When they go low, we kick them.
Listen to those idiots cheer this on. Yeah, that's no threat, is it?
That's what this new Democratic Party is about.
Please don't just come here today and then go home. Go to the Hill today. Get up and please get up in the face of some Congress people.
And I don't think, even in states where Donald Trump won big, that it does you any good running away from Donald Trump. I think you need to go back and punch him in the face. I mean, the truth is this guy is bad for this country.
The donor class can't just sit back on the sidelines and say, oh, well, don't worry, this will all work itself out. They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump. And that's a fact.
A bullet.
I'd like you all a part of it. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Well, I don't know about you, but that was about as much unity for one day that I can handle. Now tell me which one of those scumbags has been called on the carpet, threatened with impeachment, outright arrest, the death threats, putting a bullet in the president, assassinating the president. Those are not threats. So this is where we're at. Democrats and idiot libtards can say whatever they want about us, and it's perfectly okay. We open our mouths and we're the usual racist, bigot, homophobe. Now we will be labeled, have been, domestic terrorists. You all know where this is going to end up. I hate to say it, but we know. We feel it. There's no other way. It's what they want. It's not where we want to go, but go there we must. We will. So, keep you posted as we learn more on this farce. But for now, like, share, subscribe, comment, notification bell. JT, signing off.